Yeah.
When's the election?
November 5th is election day.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's not. Voting starts on September 6th. Right?
That
And you can look at them.
Dumb.
So voting start, ladies and gentlemen. So everyone's saying, oh, November. So November 5th is a myth because in 2020, 70% of the people had voted before election day. So this whole crap about November 5th, get out of here. Oh, I don't have to. So that's the other thing, because I know we're going to go into this whole sort of, Kamala or Kamala, whatever the right name is here. Sue me, ladies and gentlemen, I got the wrong name. But I got them both. I still think it's Kamala Harris, but that's okay. September 6th voting starts in North Carolina. They're mailing out ballots. 71% voted before election day in one form or another, whether it was early voting or mail-in voting. So don't think election season is here now, which is why I don't know if you guys saw the interview on CNN, but all they're trying to do, in a boxer's term, Muhammad Ali used to do something called rope-a-dope, right? He would go like this, he'd put his arms up and he'd hang back and he'd let people punch him, until they got tired, and then he'd knock them out. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, now Kamala Harris is wearing earpods or earbuds when she's walking from the White House to the Air Force Two, so she doesn't have to hear the reporters. Or
wow.
Tim Walz does is just ignore the reporters when they asked about the hostages, only to put out a statement later that says, oh, we feel bad for the hostages being killed, but I didn't hear the question. That's why I walked away. What a lying POS.
Wow.
Okay. So all right. So now let's talk about this whole CNN interview. Now that everybody knows that it's elections, it's not election day, it's election season. And election season starts September 5th. Oh, by the way, Ericka.
Yeah.
So, a gentleman's bet is like when two guys bet like $1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's a bet between a man and a woman? Is it still a gentleman's bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a gentleman?
Yeah. I'm a gentle lady.
Did you get your sex changed and didn't tell me or your husband about it?
I did. I have a giant penis now.
Okay. I'm glad this is at the end of the show. I'm not even touching that literally or figuratively. But let's have a bet here. Let's bet that there are going to be 3 or 4 states that do not get the election results the night of.
Oh, guaranteed. You're not
taking my bet?
Oh, I know. I mean, I'll up you. I'll up you. I see your bet and I up you 9 states.
Right. Because if 70% of the people voted ahead of time, how could they not count the third? I mean, it's not like they got all that work to do to begin with. 70% of the people vote ahead of time.
And every state has a different rule, whether they start counting the day of, whether they start counting ahead of time, whether they wait until all the in-person ballots are voted. So every state has some different freaking rule for the way they count.
Now, did you hear about Pennsylvania? So Pennsylvania their court just ruled that mail-in ballots are unconstitutional. Now, I don't know that that's going to hold up between now and election day. I don't even know how this is going to go down. But you've got Pennsylvania, who on the one hand already warned people that we're not going to have results on election day. Yet, let's see. So September 6th, there's 30 days. That's 24 days, and then there's 30 days in October, right? So now we're at 54 days plus another 5. So you've got 59 days to count ballots, and you can't get it all done by November 5th. What am I missing?
No. That's part of the problem with this whole mail-in ballot thing is the system to then keep these things, right? So what? Oh God, what's the word? Custody. The custodial, whatever, like, how do you keep track of these? How just the logistical nightmare that is created by this, on top of all of the other opportunities for fraud, it's just mind-boggling. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. So now let's talk about it. The CNN interview.
Oh.
I mean, first of all, the fact that she wouldn't do an interview by herself, you just sit there. So You have not, and by the way, it was taped. So I want to see, what didn't make it into the interview, right? Because so it
Yes.
wasn't like it was even live.
Yeah.
And
They
then
did an
she
hour.
she still hasn't even done a press conference.
They
You want to talk about rope-a-dope?
They taped an hour of footage and only prepared 20 minutes, or only played about 20 minutes of it. Ben, can you get me a still of the wide shot of the interview? So we have a video of Kamala Harris's voodoo word salads. But just as a person who does videography for a living, right? We do this. Just the image of how they set the frame up. They put Kamala Harris in the middle, and she's very short, so she's much smaller than everyone else. And then Tim Walz is in the foreground, much bigger. And anyone who's ever had to frame anything that knows, particularly if you have someone smaller, you put them in the foreground. You don't put, oh my God, everything about this video, everything about it, aside from her sucking, was terrible. CNN should be fired.
Yeah, I wish. I don't think you would. Let's see the picture. Come on, picture.
Here's the thing.
Worth 1,000 words.
Here's the thing. I don't know. Did he get it? I don't think he's gotten me the picture yet. But here, let's play the voodoo. Let's play little Kamala Harris voodoo salad, voodoo hexing.
Can't hear it. I can see the picture.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Wait, why can't
Let's try it again.
Why can't you hear it? Oh, it's
because
music.
That's why I can't hear it, because she's hexing you. It's a hex.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. To see what can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. To see what can be, unburdened by what has been. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. Okay, so do the salt and pepper all over, just lather that baby up, right? And then get a nice big bottle of cheap white wine to baste with butter.
White wine. It's racist.
Always. Wakanda forever.
Okay, first of all, the fact that she said white wine means she's racist, right? I mean, why not red wine? She said white wine. Okay. But do you know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like, do you know, if I said the name, I mean, I'm going to age myself, right? Or date myself, because no one else will. There was do you know what MASH was in the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay. There was in the early seasons, there was Frank Burns, who was dating Hot Lips and all that stuff, right? Yeah. There's one line in one movie where he looks up and he goes, well, it's nice to be nice to the nice. So when I listen to Kamala Harris, the passage of time is the passage of time, and it's when time passes and it's no longer in front of you, it's behind you because it's significant. I'm like, it almost makes me want Joe Biden back.
Yeah. I mean, it almost would be more coherent.
Coherent.
I can't even speak. Okay, hold on. Wait,
coherent.
This out. See, look at this.
Coherent.
See, look at this. Look at this. Look at her. Look at how tiny she looks. This framing is freaking awful. Whoever did
let's
this,
see the big picture. No, let's put the big picture up. Come on, raise that picture.
I tried to make it big. I tried to make it big. And
I can't
it wouldn't
see.
let me. Oops.
Well, you know what it is? They wanted her to sit behind a desk like she was looking like she was sitting behind the Oval Office desk.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know what they were doing.
And she was presidential, right? But look,
there we go. There we go.
To the people of Colorado who worry about their governor, the people of the country, look, who the president is matters. Although the truth is, you think she's like, I don't think Joe Biden made any decisions. I don't think she is either. I think it's Obama. I think it's Clinton. I think it's, a couple other key people in there.
Yeah.
This is governance by oligarchy.
Yeah, literally. This is
So-
what, you know what? This is what we heard the best quote. Okay. I can't even, I got to collect myself. Hold on. Benjamin and I had the
Yeah.
best time this weekend. We were in Fredericksburg, Texas. Okay. And we went into this store that was like, people had like, "Oh, I'm a witch" t-shirt on, and there's like sage and crystals and all this kind of stuff. And something gets said about how they made Star Trek suck, essentially. And she goes, "Oh yeah, they made it woke." And I was like, "Oh, she might be one of our people." But I was so confused because she's one of these like woo-woo people. And I assumed that all the woo-woo people were lefties, right?
Do
So
do you expect the old white guy who's your partner or your co-host to know
Yeah.
what woo-woo means?
Oh yeah, you know what woo-woo is. Woo-woo. The people, and they're like, ooh, like chakras and
The woo-woo people.
crystal.
Okay,
Woo-woo.
oh, you mean the new age people?
New age. There you go. Another an acronym. There you go.
Woo-woo.
So-
Okay.
So we think that, they're just these woo-woo people, right? And she gives me the best quote that I've ever heard. I do not know her name, but the best quote I've ever heard. She said, they're protecting democracy. They're protecting it so much. That's why they're using so little of it. They're trying to preserve democracy. So they're not using it in this election. That's why they couldn't elect their candidate. I was like, that is brilliant. It is. I mean, we are literally watching these people say that Donald Trump and Trump supporters are going to steal democracy and we're fascists and we're whatever. And y'all literally just installed your candidate. What am I missing?
Well, I think you're missing the fact that the Democrats do not have to follow rules. They only care about results. They don't care about process. Right? There's the picture.
Yeah.
There's
Look
the
at-
picture.
That's awful. That's awful. Who did this? Why? Look at how tiny she is. Look at,
Well,
he's so much
but-
bigger.
But who
They would
cares
be
about
the
size?
same
Look,
height if they switched seats.
look, it only shows you that she's a man of the people. What can I tell you?
No, it makes her look meek and small. And also, just for the record, the ticket looks the same. Notice that? She's now the VP. She's now the presidential candidate, but her running mate is still just an old white guy.
Yeah, well,
What is the point of him?
Coach,
Is he like
Coach-
a beard? Is this the equivalent of a beard in politics?
look, I think it was an appeasement to the progressive left to put a candidate on there that they find palatable, who is anti-Israel, pro-China, and is, socialist, communist, or whatever you want to call him. But it was either the moderate Jewish governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, or as we talked about with Steve
No
Rosenberg,
Jews.
no Jews, no news, right? And no Jews allowed. Thank you. But they picked him because they needed to carry Minnesota. They picked him because they don't want to alienate the pro-Hamas vote that is entrenched in certain Democratic bastions or Democrat bastions across the country. Yeah, I think anyone who's got half a brain sees that. It's not really rocket science here. Look, America's got a choice to make. I mean, if there was a stark choice between Barack Obama and John McCain, or Barack Obama and Mitt Romney, and I would argue they were both stark choices. This is a much starker choice as for direction of America, and America's got to make up its mind as to what it wants to be.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a great question. Comment below. What do you want America to be? What does make America great again mean to you? Does it mean, being on the gold standard?
Or does it? What does it not mean to you?
Does it mean end the Fed? Here, let me think of a few more things that I can get myself in trouble with. Hashtag. I don't know. I can't think of anything. But Ben says.
Ben wants to go into the fact that she's not really black. I don't even want to go there on this show because we don't have enough time. But next time we're after hours, I'm going to ask you black questions again, so we can go from there.
Oh, yes. What is it like to have your culture appropriated, Benjamin? Kamala Harris, the cultural appropriator. Kamala the commie, Kamala the cultural appropriator.
All right. I think we're running over there. Before you get in trouble,
Oh.
roll them, Smokey.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been with us today talking about Israel Appreciation Day and all the other nonsense going on. If you have watched us for this long, we thank you very much. If you appreciated the content, make sure to like it. Give a comment. If you didn't like it, we thank you for watching this long, and we'll see you next week.